Did we make some of these students take out these loans? Did we force them to sign that little dotted line on an amount that they could not afford? What about the students and families who have already paid off the student loan debt and did so in a responsible manner?
So by now you're seeing a lot of propaganda being put out by conservative pundits about Biden's student loan forgiveness. The majority of them stating it's an issue of fiscal responsibility, that people signed on the dotted line, and if you take out a loan, you should pay it back. And the reason I call it propaganda is because this is a case of it's good enough for them and not for you. They want to paint it as fiscally irresponsible people getting something for free, ignoring one little fact, that they have no problem getting stuff for free themselves. Allow me to explain. If you look at her account, you see that she's a PragerU personality. That means she receives a paycheck from Prager University, and that's very important to know. PragerU is a 501c3 nonprofit advocacy group that creates videos promoting a conservative viewpoint. As of 2018, they had 44 employees. An organization like PragerU, an organization that creates social media content, is also an organization that its employees can work from home. Meaning during the 2020 government shutdowns of non-essential businesses, it can still remain up and running because all of its employees can do everything online from home. But for some reason, it was eligible for $700,000 in PPP loans, all of which were forgiven. If you remember correctly, during the time that those PPP loans were given out, content creating and content consumption were both booming. Meaning we have an organization that all of its employees could work from home, meaning it did not have to shut down, it did not have to lay off any employees due to not being allowed to work during a shutdown, in which its main focus was creating content during a time in which content consumption was constantly going up. Getting a loan that no one forced them to take, to pay employees they were not forced to furlough, during a time in which their business model was doing the best in a long time, and they didn't have to pay it back. A free $700,000 check from the U.S. taxpayers to keep them in business pushing their propaganda, but you're the problem for getting $20,000 or $10,000 of your student loans forgiven. That's why it's propaganda, because it's good enough for them, but they want to make you think that it's not for you. All the information about the PPP loans, who received them, who had it forgiven, is available online as public information. So when you see a propagandist like this spouting out that a government forgiving loans is a bad thing, go look and see if they took out a PPP loan. You'll be shocked how many of them did.